get wings to fly. Oh, I'm alive.
Welcome back, listeners, to Forever Young, and thank you so much for holding over the break. Happy to have you with us today. Hopefully you'll learn some stuff along the way. And as always, go to foreveryoungradio.com to learn more about anything we're discussing today if you get lost. And click to our wonderful sponsors, one of them being Aloe, who is bringing you this show today. Now, before we went to break, I'm talking with Karen Masterson-Cook, clinical nutritionist and good friend of the Forever Young radio show, and we were talking about how important it is to have a plan in place when you're wanting to achieve your goals. Now, Karen, you had some other tips and things like that, so I wanted to give you the floor to allow you to finish up that thought.
Well, Kelly, you have to have a plan. You have to decide, friends, write that down, decide that you want to get healthier, and for you, if it's applicable, to reach a healthier weight loss, which so many people are dealing with today. Then you commit. And so, what you want to do to be successful, to be a successful loser, excuse me, is you want to keep track of your calories. And all successful losers, according to a national statistics study, the National Health and Nutrition Survey in 1999 to 2000, found that people that actually lost weight and kept it off did this very thing. They ate smarter foods, your vegetables and proteins, and didn't go through the fast food every time they wanted a treat or they got upset or that they were hungry. Okay, so you need to keep those calories within that 2,000 to 2,500. And then second, you have to get the energy by burning calories, and exercise is the way we were divinely designed, right, Kelly?
Absolutely.
Right, and so it's not something that we have created to share with you, but you keep hearing this and it's true. So you need to have aerobic exercise. That's not a leisurely stroll. That's kicking it up so that you can do like a half a mile in 7 minutes of exercise, or working out in your house. A good 45 minutes to 60 minutes is really the goal of successful losers. And then metabolism. I go into a length in my book, Beyond Gluten Intolerance, of how to check your thyroid, because your thyroid is like your heat thermometer on your heater. You have to have it set at 98.6 to burn efficiently. So if you're not, friends, if you've checked your thyroid, your body temperature, and it's low, as so many Americans are, you really need to keep exercising, drinking water, get vitamin E into your body. Vitamin E is an important core nutrient that helps all the glands, and that way you're going to actually burn the calories you're putting in. Men, you want to target 2,500 calories per day. Again, women, 2,000 calories. But I know, Kelly, with you going through your whole transformation and renewal program for the last, 6 or 7 years since I've known you, you had to even lower it slightly as you plateaued, right?
Absolutely. Like right now, what I do is about 1,650 calories a day. Most of my calories come from a protein source. I'm also training, 3 to 4 days a week. So it's just different strokes for different folks. But I think kind of what helped me along the way is you encouraged me all those years ago, and we've actually known each other 9 years. I know I'm a bad person.
Wow.
I probably want to eliminate the first 2 years.
Wow, it's
I was grouchy. I was grouchy all the time. Now I'm healthy and I'm happy all the time. But one of the things you encouraged me to do was start a food journal. And there's cool ways to do that out there, folks. There's, you can get a pen and a paper, write down what you eat, log it into the computer, or there's this cool app called MyFitnessPal, and you can download that if you have a phone that can have apps, and you can actually put in there whether it be supplements, what you're consuming liquid-wise, what you're consuming food-wise, into that, and it'll tell you how much calories that you've consumed, how much sodium, and all that good stuff. So having a game plan is actually looking at the food that you eat every single day, because otherwise you just don't know what you're consuming. You're guessing, and you're never going to reach your goal if you're guessing, right, Karen?
That's exactly right, friends. So again, it takes about 40 days to actually let go of bad habits, addictions, and just roadblocks that we've been, so into the habit of going through fast food or drinking those sodas, eating that dessert after every meal. And you want to just grab, fresh fruit in season. Definitely highlight protein foods that will support your blood sugar, which is such a trigger to want to keep grazing and snacking and eating the wrong foods. But again, definitely the successful losers, you read that article on Aloe Life's website, Weight Loss for Losers, and you're going to have like some really basic guidelines that people who not only lose weight but keep it off. That's the secret, right, Kelly? Keeping it off, which you have done by following this very easy common sense program. But again, it takes effort, right? You don't get anything in life without putting that effort out. And when you do, you really begin to enjoy feeling better, not having those joints that hurt mentally. You know, as you just brought out, you know, you don't have the depression, you're not crabby, and you really start looking younger. And that's what I took off 20 pounds the last 8 years that we've known each other, and really kicking it up and eating better, getting off gluten, sugar, and milk, which are very high in inflammatory results in the body. And we're going to get into that, where you need to understand that there's areas and factors that keep you in disease. So again, we want to encourage you.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that, Karen. What are some of the few, or just a few of those factors? I know a lot of people think, oh, maybe they're overweight because they just eat too much, or they don't exercise. There's other hidden little factors that can contribute to why maybe we've gained weight or why it's hard for us to lose weight. And I know with your expertise and how much you've done in this industry year after year and decade after decade, you probably are the point person to know some of those issues. So can you share with us maybe how we get a roadblock or a hang-up or why we're having those challenges?
Yes, Kelly, and you know, they're real, friends. Poor digestion tops the list, and it doesn't sound like that would really relate to why you've packed the pounds on or why you felt so poor, but it's silent behind the scenes sometimes, and then other times you've got the heartburn and the burning and bloating and constipation that goes with poor digestion and elimination, which is second on the list. So you've got to get your digestion working. You feel better because you're going to get the energy that comes, that encourages you to get out and exercise. As you told me over and over again, now I feel like exercising once I got my digestion working. And then the elimination, to get the waste out of the body. We actually are supposed to eliminate weekly. Excuse me, I just made a big mistake.
Yeah.
Daily, but so
That's
many
what everybody
people
think. Yeah, so many people think that, Karen. I know. We had that conversation last night where I talk to people, you talk to people, and they ask me, hey, Kelly, is it normal? I sometimes maybe have a bowel movement once a week, maybe twice a week. Karen, is that normal?
No, it's not normal. That's why I was in that computer brain of mine. No, it's the way we were designed is to eat food, and the sugars, the natural sugars in the vegetables and the fruits, stimulate the bowels to move and to get rid of the waste. The body, when it's working properly, digests and is able to absorb the nutrients that we need to build healthy cells, to really look our best, essential fats, calcium, minerals, to build our bones, and all the rest, to have good mental attitude. It affects the way we think, friends. Also, other factors that influence whether we can be healthy or not, the roadblocks, is blood sugar, as I mentioned, and eating sugary treats, but also just not having regular meals sets us up for that tricky roller coaster blood sugar throughout the day. And that's really 9 out of 10 times responsible for mental health, poor mental health, as well as getting crabby at your husband or wife or your work, your staff members or kids. So let's be happier, you know, as we get healthier. And Candida, another opportunistic fungus we all share in our large intestine, when we're eating poorly and not eliminating, overgrows, cause major health problems. You can experience fogginess, we call it brain fog, also fatigue, lots of fatigue, more jock itch, rashes, vaginal itch and infections, skin problems, rosacea, psoriasis, you know, just goes on and on.
White coating of the tongue.
Yeah, there you go. White coating on the tongue. That's a giveaway that you've got this overgrowth of fungus. We're going over a lot of information here. And the lack of energy is definitely, when you don't have health, you're not going to feel energetic. You're going to be anxious sometimes, but you're not going to have healthy energy when you wake up in the morning. You absolutely have to have that cup of coffee to get going, or Coca-Cola. But once you start getting healthier by applying health, you really start feeling better and better. And last, another roadblock that I talk about in my books is environmental and toxification. So I know that you've talked about the toxic soup we all live in, Kelly.
Yes.
The research has shown that all of us have over 250 chemicals. So again, we want to get it out. We want to cleanse the body first and get the digestion moving, and then you're going to be able to reach your health goals, decide, commit, succeed. Have that mental fortitude, friends. Don't give up. Hold your goals. If you get off track, you get back on one day at a time. You strive ahead. Kind of overlooking the pain. Have that inner strength and calmness and patience and loving affirmations toward your goals. Decide, commit, and you will succeed, Kelly. You've done it, I've done it, and thousands across the United States and world.
You bet. And go to aloelife.com. You can download that Weight Loss for Losers article. It's fantastic. And we're going to give you a phone number when we come back to share with you kind of what I did, the trilogy of how I renewed myself. Write down the number, 800-414-2563. I'll give it again when we come back. We got to go to break. I'm Kelly Capasola. She's Karen Masterson Cook. This is Forever Young. This is Kelly